time to give it a little jump start. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello everyone, my name is Elspeth. This is the Planeswalker Pantheon. Today I am going to be opening up a box of Jumpstart, which is one of the more recent supplemental sets that Wizards put out. If you're familiar with a board game called Smash Up, it's very similar to this. You basically take 2 packs of this set and you shuffle it up and you just start playing. I know it kind of seems like a little bit of sacrilege to just open a box of this and not actually play it. But I'm planning, I think, to save the box as it is, as a kit, and then, you know, whenever people want to play it, I'll always basically have this sort of kit of Jumpstart to play with. So we'll just get this all out of here. So if you're not familiar with Jumpstart, you grab 2 packs, put them together, and each pack has a different theme. Each pack has 20 cards, and a lot of the cards are actually tied to Core 2021. So let's start with the first one. So they're kind of double wrapped, so please excuse me while I open. So this first one is Wall, so this will be a Wall-themed deck. And it is mono green. And our first card is actually one of the new cards. There's some new cards in this set, and some reprints of some old favorites. So this is actually one of the newer cards. Towering Titan, which is 4 and double green for a creature dying. It's a 0/0. When it enters the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it, where X is the total toughness of other creatures you control. Sacrifice a creature with Defender. All creatures gain trample. And we've also got Assault Formation, which is a nice little callback to Khan's block. Cave and Caryatid, Sentinel Gargoyle, Overgrown Battlements, Wall Blossoms is a nice little reprint. Warmonger's Chariot are our uncommons. And then it's a lot of Core 21 stuff. Thriving Grove is a land set, and you also get some really cool, unique lands as well. But the Thriving lands are basically the cool, unique thing about this set. Alright, let's go to the next one. Next we've got Angels, so this is a mono white deck. So you, like I said, you grab 2, say the Walls in this Angels deck, and you've got a Walled Angels deck that you sort of just play limited with. Okay, so our rare is a Baneslayer Angel, which is a nice little reprint from Core 21. Like I said, this is printed very close with Core 21, so you'll see some comebacks from this. I probably should have read. Forget it. So that's our rare for the pack. So we've got Angelic Ascension, Emancipation Angel, and Sarah Angel, Guardian Idol as our uncommons, and some other commons that they've decided to put in the set. There is our Thriving Heath, Voice of the Provinces, and some plants. There's also like a unique land in each of these to match the theme. Tree Hugging, so this would be the Tree Folk deck. Alright, so we've got a Primordial Sage there as our rare. So whenever you cut, it's a 6 mana 4/5. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you draw a card. Spellfist Oak, Warden of the Woods, Nature's Way, Wall of Blossoms as our uncommons. Landwide Visionary, Ambassador Oak's a nice little reprint. Explore's a nice one. We have a Thriving Grove. And there's our Tree Folk land, which kind of reminds me of the Ents from Lord of the Rings. And then just some more random forest there. We've got Enchanters, so this one's focused on enchantments. And it's a mono white deck. So I've had 2 mono greens and 2 mono whites so far as our sort of spread. Our rare is Ajani's Chosen. This is an old card from Core 2014, I want to believe. And we've got a Celestial Mantle, which is a nice little reprint. Some sweet art by Steve Argyle there. Blessed Spirits. Not all heroes die in armor. Face of Divinity. Faith's Fetters. Stonehaven Pilgrim. Force Worship is kind of nice. There's some really cool dogs in here that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. Thriving Heath. There's our Enchanted Land there, which looks really cool. And some Core 21 lands. I believe from memory there's like 40 different things. We got the Phyrexian one. Ooh, we got probably the coolest land in this set, probably, in my personal opinion. Which you'll see hopefully when I open it. So, Phyrexian, we have a Sheoldred, the Whispering One. So for 5 and double black, you get a legendary creature creator. It has Swamp Walk. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature, which is a nice little pickup. Entomber Exarch, Phyrexian Gargantuan, Phyrexian Reclamation. There's some real cool... That was actually a nice little pickup, because, hey, who doesn't love Sheoldred? Alright, so those are our commons. So we've got our Thriving Maw, and that is the land there. It's actually written in Phyrexian, which is a nice little touch. This is only the second appearance of Phyrexian language on a Magic card. The first one was a Judge's promo of Elish Norn, if I remember correctly. I've got Legion, so this is like a white weenies sort of strategy. So I've got a good old Glorious Anthem right there as one of our rares, as our rare. Siege Striker, Faith's Fetters, Release the Dogs, which is a cool little unique card to this set. Got another Thriving Heath. Let's see our look at the Papa land. Actually, no, that's a Legion land. Sorry, I'm mixing them up in my head. That's a Legion's land. And we've got some Core 21 lands. Also happy to get that Phyrexian land. That's kind of neat, actually. But there are some really cool cards in this set, like Muxus, which is Feathered Friends, which is our birds and flyers. And Angels. It's kind of like a mix of a whole heap of stuff. We've got Angel the Die Owl, which I believe was a commander card that they decided to reprint here. So for 5 and double white, you get a creature Angel. It's a 5/4 with flash and flying. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast from your hand, exile all attacking creatures. Got the Gaggle Master, Dauntless Onslaught. Some Core 21. Got a little Healer's Hawk and a Take Cart. Heath. Enforcer. There's our Birdland. Tweet, tweet. Tweet, tweet. And some Core 21 lands. I'm so happy they got to get the Phyrexian land. That land is cool. Predatory. I think this is about beasts. Like, I'm just going off from memory here because I've seen some lists online about what themes there are. Got Neith of the Die Hunt. So this is one of the newer unique creatures that was printed in this set. So for 2 and 2 green, you get a legendary creature human warrior. It's a 3/3. Whenever one or more creatures you control fight or become blocked, you draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 2 and a Gruul hybrid. If you do, double target creature's power until end of turn, which is a nice little trick there. Fungal Rebirth, Affectionate Indrik, Brindleshote, Resistible Prey. The Thriving Grove, Time of Freed, Gingerbread. There's our Predatory land. That kind of looks like it could just fit on Ixalan. You got the 3 like Venus Flytrap. About to nominate a little elk there. Alright. We got goblins. We got the goblins. This might be a Muxus. Alright, let's see if I'm right. Yes, we got the Muxus Goblin Grandee. So this is one of the few new creatures that have actually made it to Legacy and Vintage in Goblin decks. So for 4 and 2 red, you get a legendary creature, Goblin Noble. It's a 4/4. When Muxus enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put all Goblin creatures with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever Muxus attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each Goblin you control. Great for Goblin Commander decks. I know some people will still prefer Old Krenko, but hey, you do you. Beetleback Chief, Goblin Commando. There's some really cool new goblins actually in here. As well as the stuff that's been reprinted. Shortcutter, Outnumber. Let's see, our Goblin Land. That's the Goblin Land, really? That's not something I'd expect to be the Goblin Land. It says, oh wait, no, there's piles of goblins just all on top of each other. It's not really clear in the artwork when you first look at it, but it's just a mountain of goblins. And even if you get, do you see like a repeat of some themes? There are some different rares and mythics that you can get. Predatory, so we might have another Naeth, or it might be something a little new. A little funky, a little fresh. Oh, we got Thragtusk. See, this is the example. We got Naeth in one of the packs, but we got Thragtusk in this one. Who doesn't love a good Thragtusk in their lives, guys? But yeah, the packs will be slightly different depending on which rare you end up having in your pack. But yeah, you still get the same land. Alright. We got discarding. Could this be a Tiny Bones? This could be little Tiny Bones, our little baby boy. Alright, did we hit the Tiny Bones? We hit Liliana's Reaver, so for 2 and 2 black, you get a 4/3 Death Touch. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you create a tap 2/2 zombie. And got a Nyaxthid too, so a 3 mana 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, choose an opponent. It gets -1/-1 for each card in the opponent's hand. So no Tiny Bones. No Tiny Bones. It's okay, though. There's always another chance for a Tiny Bones, because the artwork is just adorable. Oh, there's 2 Rites of Presence. That's a cool land. That discard land is cool looking. Got Spirits. This is a mono blue one. Got Shackleghast, which is a nice card from Core 21. And we've got Rattle Chains. This is actually a nice little reprint for those who love to play Spirits in Modern. Rattle Chains, 1 blue for a 2/1, flash and flying. When it enters, target spirit gains hexproof, and you may cast spirits as though they had flash. Rewind, Battleground Geist, Nebelgast Herald's another one that's seen play in Modern Spirits. Thriving Isle, Winged Words, and there's our Spirit Island. Alright, next one. Archaeology. I actually don't know what this one comprises of. This is one that's one that I haven't really seen a lot of. Alright, so Archaeology. Oh, you got another Skull of the Lost Trove. That's it. That's actually the buy box promo if you happen to buy a box of Jumpstart. So I'll read it out seeing as you only saw it. Skull of the Lost Trove is for 5 and 2 blue. You get a creature Sphinx. It's a 5/5 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant, sorcery, or artifact card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If an instant or sorcery spell was cast this way, you exile it instead. Got a Buried Ruin, Juggernaut, Meteor Golem, Thirst for Knowledge. So you basically put artifacts into the graveyard and you sort of recur them for value. That's actually a cool theme. I enjoy that theme, actually. There's the Thriving Isle, and there's the Archaeology Island. Minions? Who's in the Minions pack here? Oh, we got a Phyrexian Tower. That's a nice little reprint to include there. It's a land, tap, add colors, tap and sacrifice a creature, add 3 black. Eliminate's nice, Gorman's pretty nice. So it's basically taking advantage of sacrifice synergies and sort of smaller creatures. We've got our Thriving Mall, Village Rights, and that's our Minions Swamp right there. Got Spellcasting, which is a mono red deck. We've got Charmbreaker Devils as our rare. So for 5 and a red, you get a creature devil. It's a 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, you return an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard to your hand. When you cast the an instant or sorcery, Charmbreaker Devils gets +4/+0. And we got a nice little dual caster mage. Living Lightning, Chandra's Pyroling. Good old Shock. Dragonfold with the Khan's Tarkir art. To be honest, that's my favourite goblin art ever. We have a Thriving Bluff. And that's the Spellcasting Mountain there, which looks really neat. Titus Lunther really killed it with that art piece. Alright. Heavily Armoured. So this one's focused on +1/+1 counter synergies, if I remember correctly. Oh, you got a Mikaeus the Lunarch. That's a nice little one. So for X and a white, you get a legendary creature, Human Cleric. It's a 0/0. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. You can tap it to put a counter on Mikaeus, or tap remove a counter from Mikaeus and put it onto each other creature you control. That's a nice one. Mikaeus the Lunarch was getting kind of up there in pricing, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's all about those +1/+1 counter synergies there. Mikaeus is a nice hit. Go to Thriving Heath. And that's the +1/+1 counters land. By Louis Lashido, who have actually got some artwork on my wall of it was when Chandra was discovering her pyromancy for the first time. It's from that story in Magic Origins in Kaladesh. We got the Spooky. It's a Spooky. Alright, so who's in Spooky? Got Liliana's Standard Bearer, which is a nice card from Core 21. I love the fact that Bone Picker was brought down to common with Double Masters. I think that's a pretty cool card to have there. Got the Thriving Mall. And there's the Spooky Swamp with the Graveyard. Honestly, I think they should keep... I enjoyed playing Jumpstart on Arena. I think they should just keep it on there because I think it's just a cool format. And it'll basically allow access. It's a cool format just to play online. Minotaurs. This is a tribe that hasn't really gotten a lot of love, but I believe with this one we'll get some. So we got Rage Blood Summon, so not the new Minotaur Lord that was in here. Oh yes, we did get him. That's sort of a trip to put him behind there. So Sethron Hurloon General is a 3 and 2 red legendary creature Minotaur Warrior. When he enters the battlefield, another non-token Minotaur enters. You get to create a 2/3 red Minotaur token. And for 2 and a Rakdos hybrid, Minotaurs you control get +1/+0 and gain menace, which is pretty strong, I think. Yeah, I'm happy that Minotaurs have actually got a proper commander rather than don't get me wrong, what's his name? That's the Minotaur land there. The one from Neheb. No, the one that was the buy box promo from Dominaria, I'm blanking on the name. We've got vampires. Because I don't think that's really a Minotaur commander, like if you want to go tribal. Okay, so what do we got? We've got Veto, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. That's a nice little hit there if you love a little bit of vampire action. Silver Smoke Ghoul, which is seen playing Modern right now in Dredge. Alright. Thriving Maw. There's the Vampire Swamp there from Jen Ravenna. I'd love to get a mill pack because Brewback is just cool. Love to get a Tiny Bones as well. This is Well Red, which is, I believe, one that I've already gotten once before, if I remember it correctly. So I did get 2 packs of Jumpstart. Mystic Archaeologist. Read the Runes. I think this is a newer card. So for X and a blue, it's an instant. Draw X cards. Read card drawn this way. Discard a card unless you sacrifice a permanent. Actually, it might be an older card, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Uncommons. Thriving Isle. And this is probably my favourite land in Jumpstart, aside from probably the Phyrexian Island. Just like the Book Island looks cool. Adam Paquette did a really good job. Also an Australian artist as well, who I've actually got art of on my walls. I've got his version of Metamorphose. Wizards. You got the wizards. Alright, so... Oh, we got Riptide Laboratory. This is actually a card that was getting kind of up there in price. So, you can tap to add a colourless or pay 1 blue to return target wizard you control to its owner's hand. Wizard's Retort. Thriving Isle. Winged Words, Read the Tides. Here is the Wizard Island, which just kind of looks like something that could just belong in Dominaria. We got Smashing. For those who love to watch Wild Thornberries, you know, back in the simpler times. Smashing. Alright. We've got Atali the Primal Storm, which is nice. People love this one for Commander. Furious Rise. Bloodshot Trainee, which was literally just reprinted in Double Masters, which was reprinted in Double Masters. And here's the Smashing Land. It just looks like a land destruction spell, kind of. Alright, this is the second last pack. Rainbow. We got the Wooburg one here. Alright, this one's got to be kind of cool. Actually, I do love the Terramorphic Expanse artwork that they put in for this one. We got Maelstrom Archangel. So for the white, the blue, the black, the red, the green, you get an angel. It's a 5/5 with flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. And Chamber Sentry. Fusion Elemental, Mirrodin's Core. Oh boy. Yeah, this is the Terramorphic Expanse art that I really do love. It's so pretty. I think it's actually Zendikar kind of rebuilding itself, which is really cool. But yeah, it's all about fixing your mana. That's kind of a bummer that they didn't do like a cool land for the Rainbow deck. They just put in all Core 21 lands. Alright, this will be our last pack, you guys. We've got a second Wizards pack now. There could be a different rare in here. Oop. Could be a different rare. No, we got another Riptide Laboratory. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having multiples, right? Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick little opening of Jumpstart. Please like, share, favorite, subscribe, do everything you can that lets other people know that we exist. You can follow me on Twitter, the link's down below. You can also find more stuff from us from the Planeswalker Pantheon. The link is also down there below on Facebook. Please follow us. I'll be posting videos up there as well, so you don't have to necessarily wait for YouTube to let you know. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.